All right. So just to start, Gerald, just how have things been out at Rickwood these last few months this year?
Well, we've had a really strong year. As you know, we had the Rickwood Classic back. We had the SWAC tournament. We had the East-West game. And we've had tons of travel ball. Perfect Game has come out many, many times. They're one of our favorite clients. And now the season's winding down, and our last big event of the year is our Home Run Derby, which will be held on October 26th.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think, gosh, I started on another book project, so I haven't been out in a bit. But I was there back in it was for when American Baseball Foundation changed the name to Smart Play.
Yeah.
Casey's group. I guess that was back in like April or something like that. So it's
Yep.
been a bit since I've been out there.
Well, nothing's really changed since you've been out there. We're just continuing to rock and roll, and we've got we're hoping for a lot of good things in the future. I was able to visit with CC Sabathia at Cooperstown during his induction, and I asked him about doing the East West Classic on an annual basis, and he seemed very warm to that idea, and he said he was going to talk to the commissioner. So hopefully, we'll be able to find out what their plans are and make an announcement, hopefully before the end of the year. And then next year, we'll also have the SWAC tournament again. We'll be talking to the Barons about their game coming back, and who knows what else. Some things I can't really talk about now, but hopefully we'll get something going.
Busy, busy. Let's talk about this home run derby. You mentioned it. It's October 26th. That's a Sunday. Uh, just tell me, like, just me and you have talked about this a little bit, but just what time everything's at, what the day is going to look like.
Well, the Home Run Derby will be our fourth annual event of this nature, and we're real excited about it. We're doing some things differently this year, but first I will tell you the time. The gates are going to be open at 12:30. There will be an autograph session that'll start from 1 to 1:15, and that will feature the four players who are going to compete in the Derby. Five, I'm sorry. It'll be Jack Wilson, who was with the Pirates and also with the Braves. Homer Bush, who was with the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Sonny DeShera, a local favorite from Hoover High School and Auburn. And Josh Willingham, young man from North Alabama who played with the Marlins, the Twins, and the Nationals. And then Ian Hancock, who was a Birmingham Southern grad who won our first two home run derbies. He's going to return. We're going to have as one of our batting practice pitchers, Steve Woodward. Steve is a veteran MLB player, played with the Brewers, and actually outdueled Roger Clemens on his very first major league start. And then we have some other major league friends from the area that may be there. Wes Helms. Everybody knows Wes played with the Braves and the Brewers and the Marlins, a really good friend of ours. Wes's company, Cam Wood Bats, provides custom-made bats for all the competitors in the Home Run Derby. Matt Guerrier, who pitched for the Barons, the Twins, the Dodgers, and is also a very good friend of Rickwood Field. Will probably be there. Papa Jack, Ron Jackson, those guys will be there to sign autographs and cheer on the competitors and offer advice. And it's just a very festive atmosphere. But we're doing something different this year. We're adding an extra guest, a guy named Dwyer Brown. Dwyer was in the movie Field of Dreams. Dwyer was the young man that played Kevin Costner's father when you met him on the cornfield. Dwyer has done many, many appearances. He's very popular throughout the country. And he's going to come out. He'll sign autographs. And then probably he'll introduce some of the contestants for the Home Run Derby. And then we haven't worked all the details out. And the website will share that information as soon as we get it. But some lucky fans are going to actually get to go on the field and have a catch with Dwyer Brown.
Wow.
And hopefully, when the home run derby is over, the gates will be open, and we're going to let the fans go out in the field and play catch on our new field, and just have that added experience. So we're looking for a really fun day, praying for good weather. October is usually a really good month, uh, but that's what we have coming up, and I'm real excited about it. Dwyer's real excited about it, and I would encourage anyone who hears your podcast, uh, go out and watch the movie Field of Dreams again. If you don't watch the movie, just find some YouTube clips because it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. Has Dwyer been out there before? Do you know?
He has not. He has not.
Oh, wow.
And when I met him about 4 years ago at Cooperstown, I talked to him about coming to Rickwood Field, but I didn't know what form it would take. I thought about bringing him to the Rickwood Classic, but the timing just didn't work at that time. So this will be real fun for us. In a very respectful way, I reminded Dwyer that Rickwood Field is the real Field of Dreams, not a movie site. And I did that with tongue in cheek because I want to make friends with anyone I can. But I told him my pitch to MLB was this is a real ball field where players dream of being in the big leagues. You need to come here. And thankfully that worked out. So we're looking forward to having Dwyer, and we hope we have a lot of fans. The admission to the Home Run Derby is $20. Kids under 12 get in free. There is a charge for the autograph. And what you'll do if you want an autograph, you'll pay $50 and you'll get an autograph from everyone that's there. And they'll personalize, they'll post for pictures and all that as time allows. And there'll be opportunities to buy extra autographs too. But the autograph ticket for one autograph for each person will be $50.
Got it. I just got I'm gonna hold it up to the camera. I just got Dwyer's book. It's like, I don't know, I think he wrote this like published it maybe 10 years ago or something like that, but haven't dove in yet, but I was gonna start looking at it. A book called If You Build It, a book about fathers, fate, and field of dreams. So I was gonna do some reading before October 26th and get a little behind the scenes on what that field of dreams 5 minute aspect was like for Dwyer. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, he is mailing me a copy, so I'm going to jump into it too. And by the way, you will have a press pass for that day, so you'll get to go on the field,
Sweet.
and hopefully you'll get a chance to talk to some of these guys and learn more about their careers. Um, the ones who are going to participate again, Jack Wilson. Jack was a really good player for a long time, and his son Jacob is going to be a big star in MLB. And of course, Homer Bush, a former Yankee, that's dear to my heart. Um, Start spreading the news. We won last night, and then I'm looking forward to
Uh,
Sonny DeShera too because Sonny is he's a big personality. He's going to be a lot of fun, and I expect he'll hit a lot of balls deep and out of the park. And uh, then Josh Willingham, Josh, big time power hitter, and still young, and I expect him to be prolific when it comes to knocking the balls out of the park. And we'll have opportunity too for any of the younger kids that come to the game, the Derby, if their parents allow. They can actually go on the field and go on the warning track, and they can retrieve the balls that don't go over the fence. And
oh wow.
so we try to make it a festive day, try to make it something that everybody really enjoy and create some new memories and a different thing at Rickwood Field. And as I said earlier, this is our fourth one. We started with Andrew Jones being the leadoff hitter in our first one. Then we had Ryan Klesko and Brian Jordan. And even though Jack didn't play long with the Braves, he does have a little bit of a Braves connection. So we continue that streak of having Braves at our home run derby. And hopefully we're already working on what we'll do next year, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you this, like these events and we're talking about the home run derby specifically, but any of these events really, how much for you and the the board and all that, how much work truly goes into putting these events on, booking these former players, that kind of thing?
Well, it's a lot of work, but it's fun. I enjoyed the interaction back and forth with the players, and a lot of them. their competitive juices don't quit flowing when they leave the game. So they enjoy coming out and doing this, and it's really not a hard sell. Now, when we get bigger names, we have to pay to get them in here. All these guys are getting paid, but the bigger names require bigger money, and that's stressful from time to time. But thank goodness we have a lot of sponsors that help, and we're going to have Pepsi Buffalo Rock will be donating some drinks. We're going to have uh, several other local sponsors that will be recognized with signage at the ballpark, and we're just it's a fun event,
Yeah.
and there is a lot of work, a lot of logistics. Like we have to arrange the flight for Dwyer to come. We have to get these other guys in and feed them, take care of them, make them feel comfortable, make them have a very warm feeling about Rickwood Field, so they can tell their friends and possibly open the doors for more people. But anything that we do requires a lot of work, and thankfully, I have a lot of good volunteers. I have a great grounds crew, and one of them, Jabril Weir, who
Yeah.
is our head groundskeeper and facilities manager. And Jabril takes so much pride in our field. It's
He
really neat
does.
to see how he treats that field like his baby. So it's a team effort, and I'm very thankful that we have a good board of directors, and I'm very thankful we have a good staff led by Jabril. And when you come out there, you're going to see a field that's good enough for the big leaguers to play on, and that's what matters. And one of the things, I know I've told you this before, but when we finished the MLB game in 24, Commissioner Manfred told me to keep up the field at the current level and we will come back. So he did come back. He brought the East-West game back, which was on Juneteenth. And again, we hope that that comes back on an annual basis. We hope that MLB will bring another big game here. And in order to do that, job one is we have to keep our playing surface up at a major league level. So Jabril and the guys work really hard on that. They water that grass a couple of times a day. They cut it every day. Um, there's a lot of work that goes into that, and thank goodness we've had a lot of support from the city of Birmingham. Our biggest friend, our group, of course, is the Friends of Rickwood, but our biggest and best friend is the city of Birmingham. I can't say enough about how much support we received from Mayor Woodfin and the city council with all of our activities. And so, as time goes by, we'll continue to thank them for what they do. And we also got a great big amount of help from the Jefferson County Commission. Our field requires so much care. We had to spend $250,000 on care equipment, lawn care equipment for the ball field, and Jefferson County stepped up and did that. So um, we've had a tremendous amount of help keeping the field, getting the field ready, keeping it up, and being able to present it to the fans for events like the Home Run Derby.
Yeah. I'm curious. You mentioned like the MLB coming when they were here last year. How have you, you being the executive director, boots on the ground guy at Rickwood, how have you seen since that game? How have you seen Rickwood viewed maybe nationally since then?
Well, it has increased our national profile tenfold. Every time I go out of state or travel at all, I wear Rickwood garb, and people see that and say, "Oh yeah, that's the place where they had the MLB game. That's the place where they had the tribute to the Negro Leagues." And proudly, I say yes, and we hope you enjoyed either watching it on TV or showing up, and we hope you'll stay engaged with the ballpark. Our our foot traffic tourism has increased 400% since the
Whoa.
MLB game.
Whoa.
We are at the point now where we really don't even have any bookable dates in 26 until August, which is sort of a slow month because travel ball's over, school's going back. But I have more opportunities to book the field than I can ever fill. We have field trips. People come in from out of town. In November, we're having a private school from St. Louis bring two buses of kids down here. So we have a lot of good things happening, and the main thing that we have to do is is just keep the park clean and open and inviting to all these guests. And we do tours, of course. So whatever we can do to be very fan friendly, we do. And it just seems like it's going to continue for quite a while, and we're very thankful.
Yeah. Is that group that's coming from St. Louis? Is that because of the Negro Museum out there and Mr. Kendrick or what?
Well, they're going to do a civil rights tour. They're going to go to the Civil Rights Institute. They'll go to the Negro Southern League Museum. They'll go to the 16th Street Baptist Church, and they'll come to Rickwood Field. And this is, I think, the second or third year they've done this, and they really like coming to Birmingham, and we like having them. But that's not the only thing. We had our first visitor ever on Tuesday, showed up from South Korea. And we now have had guests from 48 of the 50 states. We need someone to come in from North Dakota and New Mexico, and we'll cover it all. We've had people come in from New Zealand. Two individual or two separate families came in at different times, totally unconnected, came in from New Zealand, and Rickwood Field was on their list. So we're very proud of the reach that we have, and it's increased, as I said, so much since MLB was here that we just, we're very thankful. And we hope that there'll be more good things in our future.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. So New Mexico and North Dakota. That's
Right.
on the list. All right, those are
That's
the
right.
two. We'll clip that out. We'll put this out to hey, New Mexico, North Dakota, show up. How much really like I'm in a group here in Trussville where I live that has a National Register of Historic Places WPA project. And I know we do a lot, in terms of education and preservation for Rickwood Field. Obviously, it's different, but on a much bigger scale than what we are where I work on this stuff. But how much goes into preserving that place and keeping it going and making sure that it continues to live on.
Well, it's a constant effort. We have, as I mentioned, Jabril and the grounds crew. A lot of those guys will do some minor maintenance, and when your ballpark is 115 years old, something's going to go wrong or break all the time. For instance, we just had an air conditioner go out in the visitors' locker room, so those kind of things happen, and you just got to stay on top of them. And a lot of times, if we can do maintenance or repairs, we can stave off replacement. But there's always something. And as time goes by, it'll continue that way, and we'll have to deal with each and everything as we go on. One of the things that we're working on into the future is we need a new roof, and that's going to be a big ticket item. So probably after this season and our activities are over, me and some of our board members are going to go into fundraising mode again and try to get a new roof. And the ballpark is structurally sound. But things do break from time to time, as I mentioned, and we'll address those as we can. We don't have any really big issues right now that we know of, knock on wood, but something could come up at any time. We also are undergoing almost $1 million in I wouldn't call them repairs, but work that the city is paying for to make the ballpark more ADA accessible. So we're having two new ramps, permanent ramps put in for handicapped individuals, and we've had some parking spots designated and marked off that will make it easier for those with special needs to get into the park. So those kind of things are happening all the time, and it just makes for a better experience and more accessibility for all the baseball fans out there.
Absolutely. How important is it to not only Birmingham or not only Alabama, but I mean, how important is it to preserve this place and kind of keep it in the forefront of people's minds as time goes on? I mean, 115 years, there are many people who are alive today that didn't experience Rickwood, as it was in its heyday, obviously. Like how do you keep telling that story? How important is it to keep telling that story?
Well, it's very important to keep telling the story and continue to try to connect generations. And that's one thing that baseball does better than I think any sport. It connects generations. It's a game where grandfathers pass the game down to fathers who pass the game down to son, and people, baseball fans, Gary, you know this, most baseball fans are statistical nerds. And I say that in a most loving fashion, but you ask anyone who's the all-time home run leader, and they're going to say, some people say Barry Bonds, some people cling to the Hank Aaron name. But you ask anyone who's the all-time passing leader at Alabama, Auburn, or in the NFL, and they may not know. I mean, they may know Tom Brady's won a lot of Super Bowls, but baseball fans know their history probably better than any sports fans.
Very
And a
true.
place like Rickwood is able to keep that alive because we have so many stories to tell. And in our history, we've had 184 Hall of Famers play at Rickwood Field. That's 75% of the men who played baseball who are in the Hall of Fame. And then we add an extra name this year because CC Sabathia pitched in that exhibition game, and he went in the Hall of Fame a month later. And you know, stories about Babe Ruth hitting a ball that went out of the park and landed in a train car and ended up somewhere in a Northeast city. Those things are fun to talk about, but you know, we're able to share those stories. We're able to talk about Willie Mays coming and playing his first professional game. We're able to point out on the wall in the outfield where Walt Dropo hit a 467-foot ball. And personally, I'm able to talk about seeing Reggie Jackson play there when I was a kid, and Gene Tennis, and a lot of those guys that made up the Oakland A's dynasty in the 1970s. So history is really big for baseball, and Rickwood is a big part of that. And again, I'm repeating myself, but thankfully, last year, Major League Baseball came and added a new chapter to that.
Absolutely.
And
And it's
we'll continue to do what we can to make memories at Rickwood Field. And when we have travel ball games, or we have high school games, or even college games, folks will come into the museum and gift shop area. A lot of times the players come in, and I will remind them by pointing to the picture of Willie Mays on the wall that Willie Mays wanted to play baseball, but he never dreamed about being in the Hall of Fame. He just wanted to play baseball. But I remind all these young ball players, think about coming out here just like Willie Mays did, play hard, do your best, and you never know where that'll take you.
very true. Very true. I got a quick funny story for you. Uh, it was one of the I don't remember when it was that I was out there, but I was talking with Art Black, who's written was it is 3 books about Rickwood Field. They're all in my shelf on my shelf up here.
Right.
But I was talking to Art about the book that I just finished that came out in July about the place where I live that's on the National Register of Historic Places. And I was talking to him about how much I had found in my research about Trussville and about their Little League field and the Little League season that started in 1956. And I was like, "You're a baseball guy, you're a history guy." I was like, "Help me figure out a way to frame this, just historically." And I was like, why baseball? Why did all of a sudden in my city did baseball just click with people like that? And Art just said, "I would encourage you to go do some research on the 1955 World Series." And so I start researching the 55 World Series, and I'm like, okay, I mean, you had Brooklyn and you had your Yankees. Sorry they came up short, but you had this series that goes 7 games, and it was the first one televised in color. And so like it kind of made sense that there was this fervor for baseball all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but a bigger fervor for baseball where, hey, we've just seen this epic series and we've seen it in color. They're showing it in stores and in laundromats and all this stuff all over the country. And so I was able to kind of parlay that conversation with Art and the research that came from it into connecting it to how the fields in Trussville were developed and how they started their little league and stuff like that. So Rickwood Field and being able to come out there a bunch kind of helped me in a chapter about my book all the way over here in Trussville.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned art because we had three ladies that came in to visit the park yesterday who were traveling here from California. And one lady looked at Art's books and said, if I could buy only one of these, which one should I buy? And I said, well, what time period do you care the most about? And she loved the Oakland A's, and she was very well versed in the history of the Oakland A's, but really didn't know about their connection to Birmingham. So I said, why don't you buy this one? And she looked at it and she said, well, tell me about the other two books. And I gave her a brief synopsis, and I hope I did Art justice. She ended up buying every book. So shout out to Art. But again, that just talks about baseball and the hold
Yep.
it has on our country. And when people come from California and those other places and want to see the ballpark, that just means a lot. And I will tell you too, growing up, and I'm 69 years old, I played a lot of youth baseball. Uh, we always had, I played it to Fultondale. We always had some very, very competitive games with Trustful.
I bet. I bet. I wanted to ask you this. What I don't remember. Maybe you've told me, but how long have you been involved at Rickwood? Tell me that first.
Well, I joined the board in probably about 98. And in 2008, they made me chairman of the board. And I continued to serve as chairman of the board. And then in 2021, after I retired from Regions Bank, I told the board I think I can do some interesting things if I come out here full time. And we worked out an arrangement for me to be executive director and be the guy on the ground to uh, to manage the day-to-day activities. And so one of the first things I did was reach out to MLB. I was sitting at my table at Rickwood one day, and something came across the news that MLB was going to the Field of Dreams. And so I immediately thought, why not here? And I started calling and working on trying to get them connected. And eventually, with the help of a very good friend, MLB called me back. And that started us down the road to get the MLB game. So I've been on the board almost 30 years, and it's been just a tremendous ride, a tremendous blessing to be involved with so many good people on our board, so many good people in the city of Birmingham, and so many fans and friends like yourself.
What's your favorite thing about Rickwood?
My favorite thing, that's a good question. I don't know if I can really answer that, but I think the best part to me about Rickwood is meeting the people that I get to meet, and that could be like those three ladies yesterday that came in from California, all the way to meeting the commissioner of baseball and Derek Jeter and Big Poppy. All those things are things that you can't buy those kind of you can't buy those kind of memories, and that's to me that's my favorite part. I mean, if you talk about a favorite event, obviously the MLB game was it. Still haven't seen the game, Gary. I've watched parts of it and YouTube and all that, but I was so busy uh, just trying to make sure I could do my part during the game that I didn't get to see much baseball at all. But seeing the entire event come off so well, seeing how well Birmingham showed up, seeing how well Rickwood Field showed up, and seeing all the faces of the people that were having such a good time, those are the things that are most important to me. And when I talk about the big game, I talk about the fans. I seem to have met a whole lot more fans from San Francisco than I did from St. Louis. But I will say the folks from San Francisco for one were wonderful. I have so many invitations to go to the Bay Area and see a game. I couldn't do that in my lifetime. And so many people were just super complimentary about the ballpark, but also the way that our community showed up. So many people from California, again, were talking about this is not the Birmingham that we knew we were going to see. This is something altogether different. They talked repeatedly about how nice the people were. They talked about our great restaurants, and obviously they talked about our great field. And my hats will ever be off for the work that MLB did in making that production so special. So forget about all the work. You can't forget about it, but think about all the work that went into getting the field ready and the facility ready. They put a fence around our entire 13-acre campus. They turned our big parking lot into a fan plaza. The the players' locker rooms were something to behold. I mean, a lot of the fans may not know this, but they had modular buildings which served as the locker rooms, and those locker rooms had a batting cage, they had a hot tub, a cold tub, a video room. They had a place for the players to dress and players to eat. They had a manager's office. I mean, it was everything. And when I say Major League Baseball, MLB, they did everything at the major league level. There was nothing that got left out. And the relationship that we've developed with MLB is very, very good. I talk to them about once a month, just keeping up with what they're doing and telling them what we're doing. And so there's a whole lot that went into it. I can't think of one thing. When the game was over, I went up to the roof with my wife and son, and we looked down on the field, and people were walking away, and there's still a little bit of noise in the ballpark, but it was just to look out there and see what Birmingham had for that particular night, and to be a small part of it was something I'll never forget.
That's special. Man, that's cool. I didn't know you went up on the roof after that and just kind of looked out. That's neat.
Well, I couldn't miss that. The roof is a special place, and unfortunately, we can't let everybody up there. But if you ever get a chance to go on the roof and you can look out and see the ballpark, it's a gem. I mean,
Oh yeah.
there baseball has a romantic pull on a lot of our hearts, but one of the best things about going to any game, whether it's Birmingham, whether it's Atlanta, whether it's Yankee Stadium, when you walk through the portals and you see the field in front of you, there's no better green, there's no brighter sky. It's just spectacular. And football, basketball, they have their own things, but nothing like baseball.
You're right about that. I've been on that roof. You're not kidding. That view is something else, and not just as a baseball guy, but as a history guy, like just kind of thinking about who all's been through there. I mean, how many Hall of Famers? 100 and what have played there?
184.
184.
And you can start off by talking about Ty Cobb and Rogers Hornsby, Satchel Paige, Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, Roberto Clemente, and I'm saving the best for last, Willie Mays.
Crazy. All of them through that place. Unbelievable. And we've got it right here. Like,
That's right.
God, your Yankees going to get past these Blue Jays or no?
I'm very optimistic after last night. I was a little down after the first game, but I'm very hopeful that they've got some momentum. That was an outstanding pitching performance last night by the young man Schlitter. And
Rookie, right?
yes, a rookie, and struck out 12, walked none, and pitched an 8 inning shutout. And you just don't see that very often. And of course, when you beat the Red Sox, that's like if you're an Alabama fan and you beat Auburn, that's just a little bit sweeter victory.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm a Braves fan through and through. I was born into it. That's my team. But I do have a little affinity for the Red Sox. So because my team is out, I was like, we'll latch on, pull for the Red Sox. And after game one, I was like, okay, I like this. And then last night happened. And
Well, every dog has its day. Some days you're the pigeon, some days you're the sidewalk. So whatever comes around, it'll change. I mean, the Yankee dynasty during the 90s and the early 2000s was special, and
yeah,
probably one of the worst sports nights of my career or my life was when the Red Sox staged that great comeback
Unbelievable. 2004.
Yeah, yeah, and but you know that's what makes baseball great. You can remember those things, and you and I can talk about it, and I can go down the street and go to the barber shop, and the guy will see my Yankee hat, and he'll say, "What about those Yankees?" And we start talking about that, and
Exactly.
or I like the Braves too, and if I have a second favorite team, it's obviously going to be the Braves.
Mhm.
Uh, and I've got memories there too. And gosh, it's not that long ago when they were on top of the world, and they had a pretty rough year, but with some healthy players and maybe a few additions, next year they'll come back. But
Yeah,
baseball is wonderful because I think one of the best parts about it is it's an everyday game when they're playing. So you can get beat up today and come back tomorrow, and you can be on top of the world.
that's it. Let me ask you this, and then we'll wrap this thing up. The like the way they're doing the wild card now, like it was that one game deal, and now it's the three game, best of three, I should say. But all three games are at the better seed. Do you like that?
Well, I have to say yes after last night,
Well, yeah, I hate
but
it.
I do. I think it's a little bit. I don't know. No, I don't like it. I think that they should have at least had one game for Boston. Just
Yeah,
like I would have hated to see three games at Fenway Park, but
exactly.
that's a little league park anyway. So I can't say anything good about Fenway Park. I've been there. I love the experience, but it's still a little league park. I mean, when you can hit a ball off that wall or over that fence, I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
um,
Well, and especially okay, it's like if we zoom out from that series because that's the five seed against the four seed. Like, yes, you rewarded the four seed, but like they're not separated by much. But proximity, Boston and New York, you can't get much closer. I look at the other on the other side in the National League, it's like San Diego, the five seed, they had to play three games at Wrigley against the four seed. Like you like it kind of stinks for the fans that your team makes the playoffs and you don't even get one home game out of a three-game series. To me, that kind of stinks.
I agree. I agree. Like I said, I know travel and money and you'd have to deal with time zones and things like that, but you know, it is what it is. We just have to
Yeah,
take what they give us and enjoy it. And if we don't like it, we don't have to watch. We don't have to be a part of it. But
very true.
that's not going to happen with people like me and you.
Nope, nope. And I'm sure part of the deal is TV, right? Like there's no with those three games, there's no travel day, there's no skip. It's just every single night we had a game.
Yeah, and I think that was great. I mean, for me, I couldn't wait to get home every day, and then last night I even got my wife to watch the game with me, and it was just anytime you have a game like that and your team wins, it's going to be fun. And I'd like to say you know, I, I feel a little bad for the Red Sox because I know how hard baseball is, and I know how bad I feel when the Yankees lose. And I felt pretty bad on I guess it was Wednesday night when the young man Whitlock, who pitched at UAB, had a rough time.
Yeah,
But again, the best thing about baseball is most cases you get to come back and play the next day, and then uh, when the season's over, you think about it for a few weeks, and then you'll start hearing the MVP and the Cy Young, and then in January you'll find out who's going in the Hall of Fame, and then spring training starts, and it goes on.
back again. Yeah, I've told our little one is well he's he's almost 6 years old, and so he's a Braves fan. He's gonna be a Braves fan, but it's like he's born in 2020 and then 2021 World Series, and I'm like, you didn't have to wait at all. All I had to do was somehow be quiet during those games in October 2021 because he's 1 year old trying to sleep and all that. And so like I had to have the like muted cheers, I couldn't go crazy like I wanted to. But in his mind, he doesn't realize this year aside, he doesn't realize the run the Braves have been on these last 5 years of his life, this year again, not counting. Just how good they've been in the division, the playoff success and all that. Because when we've gone to games, I don't know if you know this, Gerald, but the Lloyd family is the Braves' kryptonite. If we go to a game, they're going to lose. I don't think he's been to a game yet where they've won. And not only that, when we go, they get destroyed. Like I forget who they were playing about a month ago. It was our last game to go to this year, and they lost something like 18-1, something like that. Oh yeah, we were there. We went to see them play the Red Sox. That was the closest game we got to see. I think they lost 3-2, 4-1. Last year, we went early in the year. Maybe it was May, and the Braves had only, that game included that we went to, had only lost 3 games at home. They lost a 1-run game in extra innings. They lost like a 2-run game, and the game we went to, they lost to the Mets 16-4.
Ooh.
So we might just have to stay away for a long, long time. They don't do
Well,
well when we
you know
go.
what? You bring that little fella to the home run derby and stand on the warning track, and you better bring a glove to make sure he doesn't get hit. But just continue to encourage him to love baseball because we need young people to continue carrying our torches when we're gone and spreading those memories throughout their lives as well.
You're right about that. All right. Well, we'll wrap this thing up. So I'm going to list the places so people can follow Rickwood Field on Facebook. I know it's Rickwood_field on Instagram. And the best place to go is rickwood.com. All the information about the home run derby, events, shop, all that stuff's there, right?
That's right. And we have not put the home run derby on the website. It will go on today. If you go to our shop on the website, you can go ahead and see tickets for the event and the autograph. And I would encourage people, if you want to get a ticket for the autograph, go ahead and buy it ahead of time because that'll be a limited number. We only have a short time to let people meet and greet the players and Dwyer Brown. So autographs, need to buy them as early as possible. And we're not going to sell the ballpark out for the home run derby. We'll have a nice crowd, but we're not going to run out of tickets. But on the autograph session, that's a different thing. And I do know that all these guys are going to spend plenty of time talking to the fans. And I hope that we'll have a really good turnout, a really good event. And as I always do when something's coming up, get down on my knees and pray for good weather, among other things.
That's right. That's right. Well, I can't wait for it. I'll see you guys there. Sunday, October 26th. Gates open 12:30. Autographs at 1. Home run derby gets cranked up at 3 o'clock.
More or less, we could be off 5 or 10 minutes depending on whatever happens, but yeah, that's our plan.
All right. Well, I can't wait. I'll see you guys there. Looking forward to being back out there, and appreciate your time today, Gerald. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. And after this is over, let's connect because hopefully in the next 2 weeks, I'll have some big news about something else happening next year. Uh, and we'll go from there.
All right. I like it. I like the carrot dangling. I love
Yeah,
it.
well, the fans are going to love this, let me tell you. I wish I could talk about it now, but
When the
I'm
time is right.
I'm dying to throw a hint out there, but I better not.
You can throw me a hint offline. How about that?
All right.
Thank you, Gerald.
Again, thank you for what you do to promote sports and history in the area, and look forward to seeing you on October 26th. And bring that young man out there too.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye.